Hello, Ridgeview, 3rd and 4th grade. As you can tell, I'm not here today. That's why you have this video. So hopefully you have already gotten your recorders at this point. If you have not, go ahead and pause it and then grab them. But once you get your recorders, remove them from the bag, put them behind you, just like we talked about the other day. Make sure you're sitting on the edge of your chair, sitting up tall, and then we can begin doing the rest of what we have planned for today. Alright, first and foremost, make sure that you grab the bottom of the recorder with your right hand, and then you have your left thumb, so give me a thumbs up. Very good. Put that thumb on the back hole of this recorder, and then these fingers, finger 1, 2, and 3, will go on the front of the recorder in these 3 holes. Alright, so go ahead right now. What I want you to do is take about 30 seconds to free play. So what I want you to do is play anywhere between these 3 notes. This is G, A, and B. So go ahead and have a little free play right now, just to get out of the way. At this point, go ahead and pause and give them about 30 seconds, and then I'll be right here when you come back. Alright guys, now that you did that for a little bit, what I want you to make sure you're doing is checking your posture. Every once in a while I will say posture check, which means you're sitting on the edge of your chairs, backs are straight, the recorders are down, unless you're in playing position. Otherwise, down here in resting position, ready position, playing position. Alright, so let's all get down into resting position, please. Alright, guys, come on. I know you're probably fooling around. Alright, resting position. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Remember, this is about an inch or 2 away from your mouth. Don't put it near your mouth, because then accidentally play, I'll have you put the recorder away. Alright, if you're making extra noise, we don't have any time, or we can't spend energy on taking care of that stuff, so please do not play unless you are instructed to do so. So, thank you very much. If the recorder's in your mouth, you're more likely to play, so just don't keep it away. See, it's about an inch away from my mouth, so it's not right here, because then accidentally breathe into it, you make a noise. Alright, and some of you may claim that you accidentally made a sound, which 2 things have to happen for a noise to be made. It has to go to your mouth, and then you have to purposefully blow into it. So there are no accidents when it comes to making sounds with these instruments. There could be if you were playing in a percussion instrument and dropped a stick or something, but other than that, all the instruments you have to purposefully do at least 2 things in order to make a sound. So please do not do that unless instructed otherwise. Alright? So if you're in 3rd grade, this is all new to you. If you're in 4th grade, this is just a little bit of review. So I'm going to teach you all as if you have no idea what you're doing, which for some of you may be more of the case. But otherwise, remember, thumb on the back, first finger. So thumb and 1, as you can see on the board, is a B. This is how we play a B, which is one of the more important notes that you're going to play. So it should sound like this. Go ahead and try that. And you may pause it if you want, and I'll be right here when you're ready to go. Alright, so that was the letter B. Now if you add thumb 1 and then you add the second finger 2, now we're going to play an A. So listen to what it's supposed to sound like first. That is how we play A. Alright, go ahead and try that. Match this pitch. Go ahead and play. Pause if you need to. At any point, if you need to rewind, please do. But that is an A. Now we're going to add 1 more finger. So now we've got thumb, 1, 2, and 3. That is a G. The louder you play or the louder you blow, the worse these recorders are going to sound. So at any point in time, if you guys are hearing really, really loud, squeaky noises, just slow down your breath. Remember, warm, slow air. So put your hand. Sorry. Take your hand off the recorder, put it in front of your mouth, and get that warm. That's the type of breath we need, not the. Because anytime you do that, it's going to provide a sound that we don't really typically want with the recorder. So remember. Notice I'm not going. It's not going to be the sound we want. All right. At this point, make sure that you're always taking nice breaths. If we're ever playing notes, really long notes, and you're getting lightheaded, just take a break, pause yourself, just relax for a second. But yeah. So now we've got B, A, and G. So what I want you to do right now is take about 30 seconds to a minute of free play and go ahead and practice going between all those notes. So from G to A to B, back to A to G. And then if you really feel like you're feeling pretty good about it, try going from G to B, which is when you take 2 fingers off. So now you just got thumb and 1. All right, so go ahead and give them about 30 seconds to a minute to do that, and I'll be right here when you get back. Posture check. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Make sure you are sitting on the edge of your chair. All right, all of this goes into our recorder playing, because if you're hunched over and you're not giving your stomach proper area and room to breathe, you're not going to be able to produce the sound that we want on these recorders. All right, make sure again your left hand is on top. Check your hands. All right, very good. Now what I want you to do is go through maybe one by one. You can pause right here and have each student try to play a G. So one at a time. The hardest part about this, especially 3rd grade, the 4th graders probably remember this from last year, is that once you add more, every time you add more fingers, we tend to get a little more careless with the first few fingers that we've put down. So, for example, once we add the 2nd finger and 3rd finger, make sure this 1st finger is still covering the hole all the way. Even if there's a tiny little portion of this hole that's uncovered, it's going to change the note dramatically. So listen to this. This is a G. But if I move my top finger, watch how little it moves. See how it's barely moved at all? You can still get different notes. So make sure, if you have to turn it and look at each hole individually to make sure that you're playing the correct notes, that's fine. Take your time, guys, because we're not in any hurry. But make sure, again, you got your other hand down here. You probably can't see because my recorder's cut off in the recording. But make sure that you're holding onto it and supporting it. Remember, the pinky back here is supporting the bottom of the recorder. That way, if this hand does slip off, you've got a nice little grip here. But again, remember, I don't want you to have just this. Get this other hand up here. All right. At this time, what I want you to do is go down into resting position. All right. 1, 2, 3, up. Nope, not good enough. I can't actually see you, but I assume there's a couple of you not paying attention. Back down. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Back down, sorry. Just had some students come in, but here we go. One more time, guys, and then we're going to get to some more playing. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Very good. Now, if you are a boy, gentlemen, go ahead and play me a G, which is thumb 1, 2, and 3. Girls, what I want you to try is playing a B, which is thumb and 1, and then when you play these two at the same time, it's going to make something called harmony, which is anytime we have more than 2 notes sounding at the same time. So go ahead and play some harmony. Boys for the G, girls for the B, and then once you get comfortable with that, I want you to switch. So girls on G, boys on B, which makes a little bit more sense. All right. After you've done this, you may pause the video and go ahead and give them a little bit more free play. At any point, if you need to rewind or stop and re-go over all these different notes, remember, thumb and 1 for B, thumb 1, 2 for A, thumb 1, 2, and 3 for G. All right. At this point, if you are a 3rd grader, you may stop the video. If you are a 4th grader, we're going to go on because we've got a few other notes that I'd like to teach you today. All right. So 3rd grade, continue practicing, and we'll catch you up to the 4th grade as soon as we can. All right. All right, 4th grade. So we're going to add our right hands now. All right. So right now we've got thumb 1, 2, and 3. Thumb 1, 2, and 3. Very important. This is a G. Make sure these fingers are all covering the holes entirely, otherwise the rest of the notes that we're going to need for our concert down here are not going to sound good if one of these fingers comes off. Alright? So, thumb 1, 2, and 3 is a G. So now we're going to add one more finger on there, just the one finger from our right hand. What is one note below G? Think about every good boy of those fudge. G. One below it is Tanner, Julian, Evan, someone. This is an F, all right? Thumb, 1, 2, 3, and 1. So this is an F. So let's hear what it sounds like. Go ahead and try to play that note. Pause it if you need to. All right, remember the lower we go, the slower we blow. All right, check your posture. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, and 1. That is an F. Now we're going to add one more finger. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2. This is an E. So now we're going to be playing this E. This is what it sounds like. Remember, as we go lower, you got to blow slower, and it's going to be quiet. But the quieter we are, the better you're going to be able to hear it. So listen to this E. That's exactly what we want to hear. So go ahead and try that. Pause the video if you need to. All right, next up we're going to have a D. So add thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and another 3 now. So we've got 6 fingers on the front, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's hear it. First, listen first. Go ahead and try that. Remember, if you're hearing something like, it's because one of your fingers isn't covering. So go ahead and recheck every single one. And there you go. Now, if you're feeling really daring, and some of the kids in the other class got this really, really well. Jaren's one notable student who does it very well, and it's because he blows really, really slowly. So that is a C. That is our low C. So thumb, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the lowest note that a recorder can play. Blow nice and slowly, because the lower we go, the slower we blow. So let's listen to it one more time. Even if you blow a tiny bit quick, that's not the note we want. So nice and slow. If you're not getting that low note, go ahead and drop one hand, put it in front of your mouth, and practice just warm, slow air. If you hear, or if you feel that cold air, it's going to be too fast, and that's not what we want. It's going to be too fast and too cold. So slow it down, get some nice, slow, warm air, and those low notes, I guarantee the lower you go, the slower we blow, the slower you do that, the better those notes are going to sound. So take your time. Don't get frustrated. Sometimes I know some of us get frustrated when we don't get things the first time. Guys, these are instruments, and learning to play instruments is like learning a foreign language. So do not get frustrated. I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes the best medicine for frustration is just taking a little break. If you want to just put the recorder down and take a couple deep breaths, by all means, please do. Otherwise, nice slow blowing. Alright, go ahead and have some free play, and if you've run out of time, we'll finish this video some other time. Otherwise, thanks for listening, guys, and happy practicing.